Oh, hey there. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about something near and dear to my heart, Jake and Amir original. Just like a super brief history, Jake and Amir was a web series. It ended in 2015. I watched it all throughout middle school, a little bit of high school, and after it ended, they started a podcast. They started doing a series called Lonely and Horny, which I'm going to be calling L&H for whatever. So L&H was a comedy series about Amir's character, Ruby, and Jake's character, Josh. And Ruby took a hooking up class with girls, a pickup class. It's all about, his struggle on Tinder and modern dating life, if you want to call it that. But the kicker is, he's not a good guy. He's not very nice. He's pretty selfish. But the whole plot of season one, which came out in 2016, was he wanted to get on this app called Orion. It's brought up over the apps, not over the apps. It's brought up over the episodes that he wants to get on this app, and he's trying different ways. It's a story about him doing that, but it's also little comedy stories of him trying to get with a girl, to date someone, to get laid, even just in the shallowest form. And Ruby's character in season one is kind of just like a nerd who doesn't know how to talk to people. He doesn't understand that he's selfish, but he has like these moments where you kind of connect with him, and he's like, oh, I don't know, like I feel weird. It's like every time I go on a date, I mess it up because I always try too hard. And like you connect with him sometimes, and that's not why I'm making the video. I'm making the video because of season two. Season two came out last year, 2018, and it was not good, in my opinion. Comedy wise, it was fine. But as a story, and it seems like they're really trying to tell a story, I don't think it was a good story. I have some notes written down. So my issue is the lack of story that season two tells. Season one had loose story. I'm not expecting a drama or a masterpiece from a show that's mainly comedy, obviously. I expected a tighter story. Season one had a somewhat tight story. It was Amir's character going on dates, being told this is why I don't like you, and then not really growing, but someone understanding or being a good enough person to where you feel bad for him and you think he can improve. Season two threw it out the window. Season two said Ruby is an awful person with no redeemable qualities, and he's on Orion now. Spoiler alert, but like, what's the point? What's he doing now? And there's no story. There's a wedding subplot where one of the guys from the old pickup class is getting married to someone, and he's asking Jake and Amir's characters to be groomsmen, which is cool. And it's like, oh, he's going to be in a wedding, but like, I don't know who the guy is, and he's supposed to be Ruby's best friend, but I had to go back and watch season one to even know who he was, so they did a really bad job of trying to like shoehorn it in there. They could have done like a flashback scene in the class. That would have been a lot more helpful. The story's just very weak because there's no goal at all until the very last two episodes where he wants to get with a bridesmaid, but she doesn't want to get with him, so he goes to New York, and that's like the last two episodes of it. And there's kind of a story between, I think it's the second and eighth episode. He meets this girl who's selling salsa. He tries to be nice, and he goes way overboard. He buys too much, it's too expensive, and he cuts it down, whatever. He meets her again, and she says she's ready to give him another chance, and he just blows her over to be with the girl. It's what you expect from him. It's what you've come to expect from the character, but there's no story there. I don't care what happens. Most of the episodes are him just being super cringy, like to the point where I couldn't watch the episode. Like episode 7, a couple other ones, I literally had to turn it off or like put it in the background because I just like didn't want to sit through it. I knew it was gonna happen. He was gonna mess it up. He was gonna be mean or selfish or rude, and it was just gonna ruin the date. And like I'd already seen it. I'd seen it 17 times. The difference is in season one, he'd be a bad guy, but then at the end, like I said before, you'd feel for him. He would say something nice. He'd say something that gives you hope he could be better. Season two was he's a bad guy. That's it. There was nothing. He was pushy. He was mean. I mean, there was nothing about him that I wanted to root for. You didn't see the character develop at all, which is sad to see. That's another thing. The character development. I touched on it already, but Jake's character, Josh, the pickup artist, you learn in season one he's married and that he has a kid, and he's been lying this whole time about hooking up with girls and stuff, and it comes as a huge shock, and it's a big plot point where Amir's character is like, oh, I can't believe you did this. It's betrayal, and he's mad, and whatever. That's kind of dropped. But season 2, there's like a couple episodes where he's struggling with his marriage because he has a kid, and he's like, I want to be free again. I want to see more of Josh's character. I want to see him develop. I want to know what he's going through. I want to see the new class that he's teaching, because season 2, his character goes to the new class and he talks to them about his success on Orion and everything that he's doing now. I want to see more of that. And I kind of see it more as them trying to go at Jake and Amir route. Towards the end of the series, he was just like mean and rude and not redeemable at all. And that's what they're kind of going for with the LNH. He's just like not a good guy. It's disheartening to see, because it seems like they put a lot of work into it and it's shot so beautifully. And the jokes land. The jokes are still funny. That was something, I guess I was just so turned off by season 2 when I first watched it that I didn't think it was funny. I just didn't want to admit it was funny, but it is. They got some good jokes in there. That's really all my thoughts. Season 1 was amazing. I really loved it. Also, I like the way they streamed it. They dropped all the episodes at once, like Netflix style. Season 2, they dropped one episode a week, and it was done really poorly because over Thanksgiving break, they just stopped. And it was like 2 weeks of nothing being uploaded. I messaged Amir on Snapchat, and he responded and said that it was supposed to be 10 episodes once a week, and they must have messed up. So, yeah, those are all my thoughts. That's my opinion I wanted to get out there, because season 2 just left me feeling let down, like the spark had kind of died. And that's not a nice feeling to have. So just want to get this out there.